Hello guys, in our previous class we discussed CSS background in which we use image as background. So in this class we are going to discuss CSS fonts. CSS fonts are tons of fonts which could be applied in CSS properties, which could be applied as CSS properties to make changes to text elements in our HTML document, to change the font, the orientation, and the look and the properties. So now in CSS fonts, you have different kind of properties in CSS fonts. So now let me start with H1. I want to apply some CSS font properties to H1. So you can change the size of these fonts. You can change the size of the H1, the size of the text in the H1. You can change it using font size. Yes, font size. The font size comes in different units, can be in pixel, you can specify it in pixel, you can specify it in EMs, you can specify it in what again? We have different kind of units which you can specify it, but here I'm mostly comfortable with EMs. You can use pixel as well. Let's use the font size as 25 pixel. Yes, 25 pixel, specifying the font size. The font size is a CSS font property to change the size of a text. Yes. Another font property is font weight. Yes, font weight. Font weight has two to three properties. You can specify the font weight as normal, which is the default. No, for H1 the default font weight is bold, not normal. So this one I've specified the font weight as normal. I can specify the font weight as bold. I can specify the font weight as bold, and I also think there is one called 10, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, these are the three CSS properties for font weight. So now let me leave it as bold. There's also another CSS property called font family. Font family. Font family. So these are the set of look-alike fonts which they are categorized in the same group. This one is Korea Neo, Korea Monospace. This one is Frank Gothic Medium. These are font families. Can you see? You can make your research on font family online. We have thousands of font family in which you can apply. Most especially all these service like Google. Google creates there is a service for fonts in Google. Yes, you can search for if you want to use free fonts online. There are tons of fonts in which you can apply it, or you can apply to your CSS using Google Fonts. You can make your research online. Yes, Google Fonts is very useful and is mostly applied. So you can see we have a ton of, and this font family varies. It depends on your computer or your personal computer. Yes. So here we have Time New Romance, we have Area Helvetica, we have Cambria, Cohen, and so on, Georgia. So all these ones they are categorized in the same family. I can apply Area Helvetica Sans Serif. So now all these ones just serve as fallbacks. The reason why this family are aligns, or they have like two to three fonts, is they serve as fallback. If the computer cannot present the area, then it will serve the Helvetica will serve as fallback. It doesn't have Helvetica, it will have sans serif as fallback. That is to tell you that our computers has tons of fonts, and there are some which might not be present in your computer. So whenever a computer is trying to load a font and the font is not present, you check for the fallback and use the fallback. That's why it's called font family. And most of the time, to be on the safer side, developer mostly use Google Fonts, so that whenever they include that Google font, automatically, even if you don't have the font on your computer as a visitor, the font will still display because it's getting the font from Google. Just search Google fonts, and make your research more about that and how you can apply it to your code. Yes, Google fonts. Yes, mostly you have thousands of fonts which you can apply to in your CSS code, and the Google will explain more. The service will explain more about how you can apply the font to your web page. So that is that on Google Fonts. Make your research more about it if you are interested. So now the CSS font, let's save this. Let's save this. I think I've applied the font size properties, font weight, and font family. So now let me save this and let's reload the web page. So I haven't changed the can you see the font has been changed? Okay, let me align it to the center to see if the change has been made or not. Let's align center to see. Let's align the particular text. Just align to center. Test align is also another CSS property to align text either to the center or to the right or to the left. So now let's reload. So it has been shifted to the center. To shift to the center now. Yes, this is font. So you see now, let's remove the let's comment out the font family and let's see how it shows at the first instance. Let's comment it out. Yes, now let's see how it shows. I will remove the comment. See how it shows now. Yeah, it has a little bit of a variance and caps. But now let's remove the comment. Let's remove the comment to see if the changes, if some changes will be made. So now let me save this and let me reload the page. Can you see the definitely the font family changed? So now I want to introduce another font family, another font properties called font style. The font style, it has a value of either italics, italics, uh, what again? Normal, is it normal? No, italics. Okay, let me change the first style to italics. Yes, can you see the style changed to italics? I think we also have another properties aside from italics. I think it's three. We have italics. We have, but most of the time, if you want to change it from normal to italics, you specify the style as italics. So that is that on CSS font properties. You can make your research as well if you are interested to know more about CSS fonts property. Thank you very much.